Hi there, it's Lisa Sweeney here from Business in Heels, and welcome back after International Women's Day yesterday. Wasn't it a really heap of fun? Let me introduce you to Monica Meldrum. So Monica's here with me from Whole Kids Organic Food, and we're going to have a little bit of a journey to understand where Monica's come from, because she's just the most amazing businesswoman. So
Thanks,
yes,
Lisa.
That's okay. So Monica, tell us, why did you leave corporate, and tell us a little bit about the business that you started.
So Whole Kids really started, it goes back to a time where I was asked to travel to Indonesia to deliver an aid program to children living in poverty in North Sumatra. And when I arrived at the village, I lived with a family with 10 children and in a house that was no more really than a concrete slab for flooring and some bamboo for walls and thatched roofing. And I had a team that I took. There were 16 of us. There was an agricultural scientist, a lawyer, doctor, people, professionals from different fields. And as a team, we had to deliberate what we would do to affect change in a way that was really keeping with the community and the local culture. And we were all so struck by the children. It was monsoon and they were playing in the drains and they were incredibly dangerous. And two things really stayed with me. One was that just this was the happiest place in the world. These kids had nothing, yet they were so happy. And secondly, it was so dangerous. And so as a team, we really debated what we should do. We looked at the irrigation systems, we looked at the local hospital, the school, and we really decided that the best thing we could do was create a safe place for these children to play and for the community to gather. And so that experience really stayed with me, and it just made me question a lot of things. It really made me question the meaning of success and what I wanted from a career, and, you know, to question happiness, really. And so I returned to Australia, and I vowed at that time to make a difference to kids' health. And being from a big family, I'm one of 6. I have James and I, between us, have 19 nephews and nieces. And so access to healthy, nutritional foods was really something that was on the radar. And there was a lot of media attention around that time on childhood illness as a result of foods and additives that were in foods, and obesity was on the rise. Allergens were sitting at 1 in 5 children. It's now 1 in 3 are diagnosed with an allergy. And so I started to have a really good look at the market, and the more I looked, the more something really bothered me. I could see that big food companies were over-processing foods, they were loading them with additives, and they were marketing them as healthy and good for a child's development. And so the tactics they were using to, you know, hook kids and mislead parents was just really sneaky. So I met with a dietitian at the Royal Children's to understand more about what some of the issues were, and I met with some organic growers, and as a result of that, I came up with a range of products that I really thought we could, you know, we could take it on and we could really affect change. And I guess I always had this thought, wouldn't it be amazing if I could create a business that not only contributed to kids' health, but was also able to give back. And so that's how Whole Kids came to be.
Yeah, which is amazing. And Monica's got this amazing vision and a goal that she wants to achieve. So share with us what that is.
Yeah, so we set a goal that we want to provide by 2020, 50 million healthier choices for parents and kids. And to date, we're edging close to about 30 million. So it's our big goal that we set for the business, and really everything we do drives that, because the more we can achieve that, the more we can affect change and improve the quality of life for children.
Yeah, and along the way, Monica's taken on some very big challenges to get to that 30 million. So talk to us a little bit, for a lot of the budding entrepreneurs out there, about some of the big people you've taken on and some of those challenges you've tackled.
So I guess we had our first taste of the power of the food industry very early on. In our first year, I was quoted in an article in the Sydney Morning Herald as I cited the link between sulfur dioxide in conventional dried fruits and asthmatic reactions in children, or respiratory issues. And no sooner had the article been published and I received a call from the managing director of one of Australia's largest fruit growers, and he was threatening legal action. He wanted to take us to the ACCC, and he was really upset. And I have to say, my first reaction was one of real fear. I just thought, what have we done? We've thrown everything into this business. But then I stepped back and, you know, I realised the crazy thing was, if this this managing director could see down the end of the phone line into us, you know, in our little house with boxes all around us, I don't think he would have bothered making the call, yet he felt we were such a threat. And I knew then that Whole Kids could really be an agent for change and could do something that was really honest and transparent. And so from there, I pitched to Qantas. I had a call from the head of special meals, and she wanted me to fly to Sydney to pitch our products because she was getting a lot of complaints from parents and from stewards and stewardesses about, you know, the sugar-laden products on kids' meals trays and kids climbing the walls mid-flight. So I went to Qantas, and I got up there, and I was introduced to 16 very smartly dressed corporate executives, and I was told, Monica, you have the floor. You've got 45 minutes to convince us why we should take the range. And by the way, you're up against one of the biggest FMCG brands in the world in Cadbury Schweppes. So I spoke to them really about the purpose for Whole Kids, how it had come about, what we really wanted to achieve, and we sampled products. But halfway into the meeting, I was interrupted by the head of catering, and he said to me, you know, I love what this is all about, but realise that people like Cadbury Schweppes, they treat this purely as a marketing exercise, and they provide products at cost. So what are you prepared to offer? And, you know, at that point, I realised that, there was no way we could provide our products at cost. So I had to talk to him about our brand, that would they be supporting a small Australian business, but to think about the thousands of parents and kids that would be travelling with them each year, that would be provided a healthier option. And Qantas's values are about championing the spirit of Australia. And so by supporting us, they would be doing just that. And I walked away from the meeting thinking there is no way we will ever land this account. But to my surprise, I received a call 3 weeks later, and the head of catering said, you know, we were so impressed, and we not only would like to put you on international and domestic all flights on business and economy, but we would love to feature you with Deborah Hutton on in-flight television. Peter Switzer will be interviewing you on Qantas Business Radio, and we will be featuring you in Q Mag. So we really felt like we'd won one for the good guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And so, you know, you can hear Monica's journey in bold, the whole Be Bold for Change, which is the International Women's Day theme. And, you know, I think it's 2,186 when we get some form of equality. And so I'm going to be dead, you know, you're going to be dead, our grandkids are likely it's their kids. And so, you know, I don't think any of us are prepared to wait. You're doing a whole lot of things around being bold for change that are making a difference, as well as aside from your main business. So would you tell us a bit about those?
Yeah, sure. So this year we have just joined in partnership with Plan International. Plan are an amazing organisation. They're working in developing countries around the world, and they're working in Australia. They exist to improve the social equity of children, so improve the lives of children around the world, but also of girls. They do a lot of work around really educating girls and looking at moving girls into becoming strong women who are running businesses, so supporting them through education, through nutrition, also breaking down childhood marriage and things like that. And so that really resonated with us. And so this year we've partnered with them, and one of the first projects we're doing is to provide 500,000 meals to school children in Cambodia, with fantastic. A focus on girls, providing them with the nutrition they need to go to school, to have an education, to then move into potentially, you know, becoming women who are well educated, who are participating in the community and running businesses.
That is fantastic. And you also do something with the asylum seekers, don't you?
We do. So prior to that, we had a Whole Kids Community Grants program where we were donating 1% of total revenue to kids' health and environmental projects within Australia. And so people were coming to us who were needing funding, and one of the projects we chose to support was Darwin asylum seekers. They had a project called Project 35, which was all about getting the 35 children under the age of 12 who are in detention out of detention. And so we were supporting them with toys, clothing, legal aid to assist them with that, because we really felt that children just do not belong in detention.
Yeah, that's great. And the other thing that I'd really love to tell you also, Business in Heels is launching an ambassador program.
Yes.
And Monica has chosen to become a part of our business and be an ambassador for Business in Heels. So let me ask Monica the hard question. Why on earth did you agree to do this?
From the time I met Lisa, I was really impressed, and I'm really honoured actually to be an ambassador for Business in Heels. I think the support you provide women in business is so important. I think we really need to grow a network of supportive people, and in my time in business, I've been really lucky to have some great advisors and, access to a network of women who have really assisted me and helped me deal with some of the challenges of running a business and sort of, managing all the things that come with life as well, children. And I think just it's such an important thing, and I think there needs to be more of it. So I'm really, really glad to be part of Business in Heels and to be working with you, Lisa, and Jo, and to be representing you.
Yeah, thank you. Of course, we love having
pleasure.
you on board. So, Monica, given the size of your business, you operate in every state, you've got distributors, you've got a massive team, it's a big business. What sort of tips would you give to budding entrepreneurs that are setting up, that wanting to get out there, that have the vision of becoming the business like yours?
I think for us, one of the most important things was really just with every decision, just taking the time to research things properly. So I researched the market for 3 years before I went into business, and we took our products, which were in sample and mock-up stage, to an organic expo where we had the opportunity really to sample products with parents and get feedback from them. And, that was our stake in the ground. At that time, we were prepared to throw everything in, but we did it in a way that meant we could eliminate some of the risks. So we got to that expo and we found that parents were saying there was nothing like it. Kids were interacting with the brand, and we had over 80 orders from stores that, we were unable to fulfill. We went straight into production, but we could confidently do it. And I think, similar to the meeting with Qantas, doing the research on their values and understanding their business prior to going into those negotiations really puts you in a better position to be able to negotiate, so that you're not moving straight to transactional discussions. I think, at times the whole pricing conversation can be a really tricky one, and in developing your business, often you get caught up in looking at what competitors are doing. But I think it's really important to have a solid vision for the business and then to set some goals, and also just be really kind to yourself. I know, sometimes you want the business to move quicker than it is, but I often say to people that if you have the passion and the vision for the business, and it will come. No one will know the market as well as you do. And the other thing is just to have belief and confidence in what you're doing and to get out there and do it. Because from my perspective, when I left corporate, I thought I can always go back, but if I don't do this, I'll always wonder. Yep.
That's really great. And so that's great advice, everybody. I guess, Monica, you can connect with Monica either on her Facebook group or as part of Business in Heels on our website. So, think about all these amazing ideas and what you're going to put into your business. So thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.